Moving on with the theme of the general journal and the section on interest on overdue debtors. If a debtor's account is in arrears or is on overdue, what it basically means is that the terms within the credit agreement have not been met by the debtor. So the debtor therefore has not paid his account as and when required. Now normally those credit terms are 30 days after the purchase of the item. In this case, the business is in a position therefore to charge interest on the overdue amount or the amount that is outstanding. If we take the following scenario, Miss F's account of R3,000 is 3 months overdue. The interest that is charged is at 10% per annum on the account. We therefore need a formula to be able to calculate the concept of interest on overdue debtors. And the interest calculation is therefore based on the debt that is outstanding multiplied by a given percentage multiplied by calculatable time period over 12. In this scenario then, R3,000 is the debt, 10% is the interest, and the calculatable time period or given time period is that it is 3 months for the year. So that on the R3,000 debt for 10% at 3 months for the year, the interest on overdue debtors is R75. Putting that through the general journal, we would therefore debit the account of Miss F because Miss F is a debtor and we are increasing her debt with the interest. So we debit Miss F. Because Miss F is also a debtor, we debit the debtors control column or the debit column of the debtors control. And we credit then interest on overdue debtors or interest income with R75. And the journal oration is that interest is charged on the overdue account at 10% per annum for 3 months. And you need to state the percentage interest and the time period for which interest is being calculated in your journal narration. If we then post that general journal to the general ledger, debtors control as the asset account is increasing by the R75 through the general journal as part of journal debits. And the interest on overdue debtors or interest income account will increase on the credit side because it is an income account. It increases with the R75 that we charged, and the corresponding account for the R75 will be the debtors control. In Miss F's individual account in the subsidiary ledger, she owed R3,000. That was the amount outstanding or the balance on her account, onto which R75 was added onto her account through journal voucher, and you would state the journal voucher number and state that it is interest on overdue debtors or interest income, so that her balance now is R3,075. If we look at the accounting equation effect, the source document would be the journal voucher. We would debit debtors control and credit the interest on overdue debtors. And because we are debiting debtors control, we would also therefore through the subsidiary ledger debit the individual account of Miss F. The effect in the accounting equation is that debtors control is an asset, and if we debit an asset, we are increasing the assets. Interest on overdue debtors is an income. Income forms part of owner's equity, and income increases on the credit side. So if I increase an income account, I will increase owner's equity. The next part on the general journal, or the next area we will look at, is the correction of errors.